What's up, Overwatch League fans? It's Reinforced back with another week of power rankings. We've had an exciting weekend of Torbjorn right behind us, but it's time to move forward and rank the 1 through 20 teams. Who did actually improve this past weekend and who did drop down? Well, we're about to find out. Here is my 20 teams power ranking for this week. Vancouver and Seoul still on top. They didn't play this past weekend, so I'm just gonna leave them up there. One team that did play, however, is the Philadelphia Fusion, and they looked actually pretty good playing this new Torbjorn composition. We saw Hisu in the lineup, who's a promising talent promoted from Runaway, of course, in the contenders, and then you saw Carpe on the Torbjorn. Actually a hero he can play pretty well. We didn't expect that. We know he's a very potent Widowmaker, Tracer, McCree, all of that stuff. Apparently he can just play all of the great damage heroes, so Torbjorn in the mix as well. Very impressed by that. Sado kept doing Sado things, and overall, this Philadelphia team is now a team that I suspect might move on to the top 2 slots moving forward. Can Vancouver Titans hold their #1 throne? I do want to see Vancouver Titans play a bit more matches so we can actually start judging them with a bit more recent results. You know, Seoul Dynasty, they played last weekend, so we have a good idea of how the Seoul Dynasty look in these current metas. But the Philadelphia Fusion might topple the Vancouver Titans if they keep this up. They have a great roster. Fury, Sado, Carpe, Hisu now in the lineup. We have to see Chipsa. I kind of want to see Chipsa. I kind of want to see him in the mix. So, like, just give him a map. Just give him a map, okay? But this Philadelphia Fusion team, great roster, and I'm looking forward to seeing more what they bring, okay? They're top 3 so far, so no reason to complain, but top 3 is pretty good. Okay, let's move forward. Los Angeles Gladiators, another team that played really well this past weekend. OG was hitting some of the fattest shatters he's done in his entire career. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty noteworthy, right? So, let's keep that in mind with Birdring as well, performing up to his former standards. I mean, this is a very historic player that used to play in Apex, next to Rascal and Kong de Panthera, etc. So, Birdring seems to be back to form. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that he's not really looking like the star player of this team so far. I think he's doing a lot of cleanup, he's getting a lot of frags on the Tracer, etc. But it all stems from teamwork, in my opinion, okay? OG and Space, they're doing a fantastic job in the front line, and then you have Mirror, who actually impressed on Doomfist, in my eyes anyway, with some great initiation, using his Rocket Punch on the Doomfist the past couple of weeks. So I've been really impressed by this Los Angeles Gladiators roster. Solid backline as well. I mean, Chaz and Pikus, they never disappoint. They've been around for ages, and they just keep doing their thing. So overall, the Los Angeles Gladiators, they are moving up in the world, number 8. So very happy to see what they can do. Maybe they can move ahead of Atlanta Reign, etc. They do have the talent, so if they keep their performances up, do expect them to climb further in my power rankings. Moving forward, China teams doing China things, okay? Not going to give too much of an update on this one, but Shanghai Dragons, they are actually climbing in my power rankings because they are fulfilling some of that talent that we saw they had ahead of the season. Fleta and Lip keep doing their thing. You're looking really good. You also have Void on that off tank, so very impressed with what they're doing in the Chinese region. Yes, they did get upset last week by Chengdu, but that's sort of what happens when you play the Chengdu Hunters, so not much of a surprise. It happens, but I like what I'm seeing from them. So they're climbing the rankings as the best Chinese team at the moment. Meanwhile, you have Hangzhou Spark, Guangzhou Charge. They're all just sort of like beating each other and not really making a ton of progress. They are looking solid. They are looking solid. I will say that. They are looking better than a lot of the Atlantic teams, so gotta give some credit to those teams. But they are in a bit of a clump of their own, and it's hard to assess how they are comparing to the Western teams playing over in North America. And if one of those teams can actually become one of the superior teams, I think Hangzhou Spark looked pretty impressive this past weekend, even though Ria didn't play, and instead we saw Assassin on the off tank, who didn't disappoint too much on this area. Finally, let's talk about the Dallas Fuel, because this is a team that looked very ups and downs this past weekend. They did look pretty bad against the Los Angeles Gladiators on Saturday, in my opinion. I don't think they performed particularly well. I think OG outperformed Gamsu. I don't think that they looked very comfortable at all playing the Torbjorn and the Reaper composition. So I do have to say, DK put on one of the best Tracer performances we've seen in a long time on Sunday. He was absolutely destroying the Los Angeles Valiant and pretty much carried his team to that win. I mean, Gamsu hit a couple of nice shatters, right? But DK on that Tracer, big boon for the Dallas Fuel moving forward, and very impressed with what they can deliver. Now, this was a first win in a very long time, so I don't want to go out and say they're like, oh, DK is one of the best Tracer players of all time, he's one of the best damage players in the league, etc., and they deserve to climb more. I want to see more from the Dallas Fuel, because they did look shaky against the Los Angeles Gladiators, and they actually did look very shaky against the Valiant until Gamsu hit some nice shatters and DK cleaned up. those fights with his pulse bomb. So a bit more to show in my opinion. Doha looked okay, he had some moments of Doomfist, but overall not really the kind of play we want from him. We want to see them elevate and bring it a bit more. For now though, Decay looking like an absolute superstar, but we'll have to see more results from the Dallas Fuel. That's this week's power ranking from Reinforce 1 through 20. Let me know what teams you think deserve to climb in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about my power rankings. At some point I'll probably set up an email and you can just mail me your feedback and maybe I'll bring it on the show. Who knows? Maybe we'll get there. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more Overwatch content on youtube.com/Overwatch League.